Hello, teacher. My name is Juan Carlos Paguay. So as you can see it, this is my ID. So for this activity, I will be explaining the part of the journal article. So let me start sharing my screen. So this is the journal article that I chosen. The topic was virtual education. In this case, I chosen challenge of virtual education during the COVID-19 pandemic. So all journal article are divided into the following major section: title and author, abstract and introduction, method, results, discussion, conclusion, and references. So let's start explaining about the title, right? So the title and the author. This is the title in this case, in the example. This is the title, as you can see it. This is the title, and this is the author, as you can see it. So the title provides us the main idea of the article, and author are listened to along with their affiliation. As you can see it, here we have the author, here we have the title, right? So the second point of the journal article, or the part of the journal article, is abstract, as you can see it here, the example. So but what the abstract it means, the abstract is a short summary of the important point of the paper, right? So it does not generally include background information. There may be a very brief statement of the rationale of conducting the study, right? So this is the really brief summary. The abstract, as I mentioned before, right? This is the abstract. So all of this is the abstract. So here we have another part, which is introduction, right? So but let me explain what the introduction means, right? Or what is the function of the introduction in this journal article. So the introduction provides a background information necessary to understand why the described experiment was conducted, right? So the introductions should describe previous research on the topic that has led to unanswered in question being answered by the experiment, and should cite the experiment previous papers that form the background for the experiment, right? So as you can see here, we have the introductions, right? All of this information are the introductions, as I mentioned before, right? So all of these are the introduction, as you can see right over here. So all of this, the introductions. The introduction also, I want to mention it, should also state in an organized fashion goals, right, of the research. Example, in the particular specific question that will be tested in the experiment, there should be um, 1 to 1 corresponding between question raised in the introduction and points, right? So discussions, this uh, are be mentioned here, 9 in this part, right? As you can see over here. So all of this are the introduction, all of this information. Here we have the methods. So the method here. So in this part, in the method, so the function of this section So I want to explain you is to describe all the experiments, right, produced, including controls. The description should be complete enough to enable someone else to repeat your work. If there is more than one part to the experiment, it is a good idea to describe your method and present your result in the same order in each section. This may not be the same order in which the experiments were performed. It is up to you to decide what order or presentation will make the most sense you reader, right? So as you can see here, we have the methods and materials as I mentioned before, right? This is the section to describe all the procedures. So in this part, you will describe all the procedure I mentioned before, right? So this is the all method, the method quantitative or qualitative method that you're gonna use it in this case, right? Here we have the result, right? In this part, in the result, the function in this part, in this section is to summarize general trends in the data without comments, bias, or interpretation. The results of statistical tests applied to your data are reported in this section, right? In this section, all thought conclusion about your original hypothesis are saved for the discussion section. But now in this part, this is just the result, right? We are talking about just the result in this part, right? So in this part, as mentioned before, is to summarize general trends, right? Uh, this is all the results, the result of the research of the article, right? What the in this case, what author are discussion, right? Our researching, right? So all of this are the result, right? As you can see over here. So all of these are the result, as you can see it over here. So so we will almost get where is the discussion, right? The part of the discussions, right? So in the discussion, the function of the discussion is to in this section you need to analyze, right? You need to analyze the data that are related, right? So let me go to up right in this section, right? In discussion. So in the discussion, you gotta analyze the data and related them to other study to analyze. It means to evaluate the meaning of your result in terms of original question or hypothesis and point out their bilingually significance. So the discussion should contain a list, right? So please be, I wanna be focused on it. So in this section, so in the discussion, so the discussion should contain at least the relationship between the results, the in no, I'm sorry, the results in the original hypothesis, right? So for example, whether they support the hypothesis or cause it to be rejected or modified, right? So another point that should have the discussion is an integration of your result with those of previous studies in order to arrive at explanation, right? So of the observed phenomenon, right? So another point, could be a possible explanation for unexpected results in observation phrases or hypotheses that can be tested by lasting experiment procedure, which you should describe, right? So as you can see over here, we are mentioning this, right? So let's see, right? So as you can see right over here, right? All of this here in the conclusion, in this part, we have to give to this, they are given the what the what the results they have it, right? So what they want to suggest or what they want to in this part, giving them about the about the in this research, right? So in this part they have to describe in a few words, right, what they learn or what they research in the whole journal, right? So in the final, we have the last part. We have the references, right? The reference, it means listing a work cited by the author, right? Here they references all the maybe books or journal article or maybe website. So they put in here in this part the all resources that they use it in this research, right? As you can see it right over here. So this is all about the part of the journal article, right? So as I mentioned before, just for a brief, so all journal article, as mentioned before, are divided into a major section, right? For example, title has to be with author, right? Abstract, introduction, method, results, discussion, conclusion, in references. This journal article have all of this part, right, as I mentioned before. So this is all about this homework. So thank you so much.